I'm stringing a Microgel Prestige with cap grommets, and I've had a few requests to show how I actually do that. What I'm doing here right now is I've got a point cut on this string, and if I look at this grommet right here, I can see that the string that went from this next to the last outside main to the outside main went on the bottom portion of that. So I'm going to turn the point so that the high side is up and try to go in that grommet hole. Then when I get to the other side, I'm just going to push it right through there. Okay? Now there's nothing covering up this string, so it should, or grommet hole, so it should go right in there. And I've got the same thing over here, should go straight in there. Now I'm going to start this with a starting clamp the way I always do, and then just string the racket from the top down. Okay, now I've got all but one of my crosses ran in, and down here what I've done is I went from the outside main down to this tie-off hole right here to tie off this main. Because I tie a pro knot, this string tends to be on top of this crossover string, so I want this string to go under the string that's going from this outside main down to be tied off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the tip now and put the pointy end on the bottom so it'll guide the string underneath that string. And it went right in there. Now when I get to the other side, I've got the same thing. This string, because I'm tying a Wilson Pro Knot, tends to be on top of the string, the tie-off string tends to be on top of the string that went between these two. So I want this to go under it, but if I do, it'll go over the string that goes between this cross and this cross, and I'll have a cross on the outside of my racket inside the cap grommets. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go over that string instead of under it by putting the tip up. Okay? It worked just fine. Now I'm pulling tension. I'll pull tension on the bottom cross. Now what I want to do is I'm going to come across here and go in here, and again, because I'm tying a Wilson Pro Knot, this string is going to try to lay on top of this string here. And it's already on top of the string that goes from here to here from my main tie off. Even if it isn't, it won't make a lot of difference because with the cap grommets you won't be able to see it, but that's probably the way it is. The important thing is just to get a pretty good slanted cut on the string so that you've got a point to push through there with, so you can go up over these strings pretty easy. Now I'm going to go back and tie the knot for my top cross. That's all there is to it. It's really not any harder to string the cap grommets than it is to string any other grommet, or at least it isn't for me. One thing that I didn't show you is when I take the strings out, I normally cut them the way I normally cut them, but then I'll cut every other string to where I can pull on one string, and then the piece that's right here will just go around and out, and then I'll pull them out with a pair of pliers. Normally what I do on most grommets is I'll push the string through, just grab it with my finger and pull it out. But with cap grommets, that's a little bit more difficult.